Hudson Bay Company is the oldest company in North America. Its origins date back to 1670, when King Charles II granted exclusive trading rights to the Hudson Bay Company for the territory containing the Hudson Bay as well as its intersecting rivers. This area was originally sought out by two French traders who recognized the value that the land possessed in natural resources, in particular fur. However, these two traders received no support from the French, so instead they sought out the English and proposed a deal. King Charles II recognized the value that the land possessed, and so he granted a charter containing the exclusive trading rights to the Hudson Bay Company. It wasn't until 1910 that the Hudson Bay Company started to shift their focus from the fur trade to retail. They realized that retail would contain much more long-term value for the company than the fur trade would. So in 1910, Hudson Bay Company opened up their retail department. Shortly after this, they opened up the original 6 retail departments and started to invest in other businesses such as Simpson's Department Store, and these locations later got changed to Hudson Bay locations. Up until 1970, the headquarters for Hudson Bay Company were located in the United Kingdom. However, in this year, Queen Elizabeth II granted a charter that actually switched ownership from the United Kingdom to Canada for the Hudson Bay Company. Today, Hudson Bay Company employs more than 40,000 people and has over 400 stores across the globe, with 92 of these being Canadian Hudson Bay locations. The Hudson Bay Company has operations throughout North America and Europe, but is most well known for the Bay in Canada, being referred to as Canada's iconic department store. Hudson Bay Company's business portfolio in North America includes Hudson Bay, Lord & Taylor, Saks Fifth Avenue, and Saks Off Fifth. Hudson Bay is able to mass market its offerings to consumers by providing a wide variety of products, ranging from high-end fashion apparel such as boutiques to home decoration such as furniture.
During our visit to the Hudson's Bay, our group was able to gather a variety of insights into how the Bay uses marketing material in order to motivate its customers. The Bay is a department store where people go shopping. They have a wide breadth of products spread across a variety of departments, such as apparel and accessories, footwear, furniture, appliances, toys, cosmetics, and more. The sheer breadth of products allows the Bay to appeal to a wide variety of customers. This gives a mass market appeal. Now, not only does the Bay offer products, but they also offer some tangible services in store, such as watch and jewelry repair and personal styling services. Also, it is worth noting the Bay's customer service quality that we observed in store. So during our short time that we were there, multiple employees approached us to ask us if we needed any assistance. They all seemed reliable, responsive, trustworthy, and empathetic. These are all key dimensions of providing customer service, and the Bay was pretty solid across the board. Since the Bay is a department store, they have many displays to promote specific brands and products. See the Nespresso picture above. So Nespresso has a display at the Bay where people are able to get a better feel for the product before they buy it. Since the Bay is a department store, they have various displays to demonstrate products. Since the Bay is a department store, they have many displays to demonstrate and promote products. For example, this Nespresso display shown above allows customers to get a better look at the coffee maker that they might be buying. While we were in the store, we noticed that the Bay uses a variety of social and situational factors in order to motivate customers to buy things. The social factor of culture is widely used by the Bay. This can be seen with their many Canada-centric displays, such as the Olympic sponsorship ad picture there. The Bay has a long-standing history in Canada, and they use this to their advantage. By focusing on Canadian culture, the Bay is able to appeal to customers who feel a strong connection to their Canadian identity. Situational factors are also used in store. So for example, in the cosmetics department, there are many smells like the cologne and the perfume, and this invokes a feeling of luxury in order to motivate consumers to make purchases. The Bay also carefully chooses the music that plays in store. They were mostly playing easy listening, like pop rock music, which appeals to a wide demographic and makes customers feel comfortable and at home. And as mentioned earlier, the Bay uses in-store demos in order to allow customers to get a better understanding of complex products. The use of these demos allows complex products to diffuse more quickly into the market. The Bay's most valuable asset is their brand, and this is evident in the marketing material that they use online and in store. Over their 350 years in operation, the Bay has built up brand equity in the form of brand awareness, brand loyalty, and high perceived value, and they heavily use this to their advantage. There are many displays in store which demonstrate products from the Hudson's Bay Stripes line. These products with the red, green, yellow, and blue stripes are prolific throughout the store. For example, in the picture above, you can see some Hudson's Bay Stripes products, such as the bedding and the cups. And not only do they have their own original Stripes products, but they also partner with other companies such as Hayes Luggage to do collaborative product lines. Finally, we will touch on the customers that we saw while we were at the Bay. So even though the Bay has mass market appeal, they do seem to target a more specific market segment. The majority of customers that we saw in store were men and women in the 30 to 60-year-old age range. One of the main reasons for this is the price range of products at the Bay. Many of them are in the medium to high price range, and this explains why this slightly older and more affluent segment is more commonly seen at the Bay. That is not to say that we only saw customers in that segment. There were also a few younger customers in store, and there likely would have been more if we had went during peak hours. Overall, based on the customers that we saw in store and the marketing material that we looked at, it's safe to say that the Bay has been successful in reaching their target market segments.
I'm going to be talking about the SWOT analysis of the Hudson's Bay Company. The first thing I would address is the strengths of the company. The Bay has a first mover advantage, which means that the new products are increasing its market share in the retail industry. The products have a strong brand recognition, which allows them to charge a premium price for their products. It has a track record of innovation. That means the Bay has a successful record of consumer-driven innovation. It has an extensive product offering. It caters to different consumers, and it has allowed the company to penetrate different customer segments. It has a market leadership position, which means that the Bay, because of its reputation, the Bay is always successful in all its new business ventures. The next thing I would address is the weaknesses of the company. The first thing is the low investment in customer-oriented services, because this can lead to competitors gaining higher profits or gaining more reputation compared to the Bay. There's a high turnover of employees. This increases costs, as the Bay would have to increase its salaries or would have to spend more money to retain its employees. The business model of the Bay is easily imitated, and the Bay should be able to change this up to avoid competitors gaining an advantage over them. There's a decline in market share. As the Bay is increasing its revenues, the retail industry is growing faster than the Hudson's Bay Company itself. The next thing I would address is the opportunities for the company. The first thing is that there's a trend of customers migrating to higher end products. The Bay caters to all types of people, most especially high-end customers. This has allowed for the Bay to increase its profits. Opportunities in online space, increasing adoption of online services has made it more profitable for the Bay to service its customers. Increasing government regulations, making it difficult for other competitors in the retail industry to operate. Customer preferences are fast changing. That means that this is an opportunity for the Bay to offer new products and new services to get more profits, to attract more customers, to penetrate different customer segments. The other thing I would address is the threats to the company. This means because the biggest challenge is the Bay and other competitors are facing increasing commoditization in the service industry. The distress of institutions has caused regulations to be put into place, which make entry into markets long and expensive, which slows the growth of the company. Competitors catching up with product development, even though the Bay is known for innovation, it is facing stiff challenges from international competitors. Shortage of skilled human resources, given the high turnover and increasing dependence on innovation, the company's name could face a loss of skilled human resources in the near future. Thank you.
So in terms of the marketing mix for HBC, I'm going to be talking about the 4 Ps. We're talking about product, price, place, and promotion. Starting with the product, the type of products they've gone for are specialty and shopping products. And within that, they have a bunch of different categories. So for their products, you can get things like furniture, you can get appliances, you can get clothes, you can get makeup. And then within each of those, they offer a lot of different specialty brands. That plays into the shopping aspect where you can kind of go there, say you're looking at clothing and you can compare different clothes, you can compare different brands and prices to make the right decision for yourself. Furthermore, they definitely, in terms of the service product continuum, they're more on the product side, but they definitely focus on service as well to give them like a leg up on the competition. So examples there, they offer things like a wedding registry, they offer watch repair, optometrists and eye exams, as well as some makeup services. The next P is the price. So in terms of the price, they've focused on a competition-based model of pricing. So the idea there is that they're looking at their competition and they actually want their products to be more expensive than the competition. And the idea there is that when you're buying an HBC fridge, for example, it's going to be more expensive, but you're going to know that it's a higher quality product than something from like Walmart, for example. The next P is the place, and at HBC, where we went anyways, located right in the Rideau Center, so it's really central. It's right next to prime bus routes, it's next to the LRT. The mall itself has got the most traffic of any of the malls in Ottawa, and it's open 7 days a week and attached to the Shaw Center as well. It's also near some tourist hotspots. So with that, we're talking about the Parliament buildings, the Rideau Canal, and the Chateau Laurier. For promotion, what we noticed is that they definitely use the placement of their products within the business to promote them. So we saw that they had some cosmetic chairs by the windows where people are walking by can see someone inside getting something like a makeover done. And that kind of creates interest and makes them want to go in and get that experience for themselves. They're also partnered with the Olympics. So this kind of plays into the idea of reminder advertising, where every 4 years or whatnot, you're going to see these HBC commercials come up all the time on TV, and you're going to be reminded, oh yeah, like they're kind of connected with the Olympics, and it's going to make people think of them again. They also use a Hudson Bay flyer. It's another technique, so it's more traditional marketing or promoting, but it basically gives people an option to see their what they have to offer without actually going into the store, and it's also available online. For their marketing strategy itself, they use a client-centric strategy. So the idea there is to go above and beyond for their customers. This kind of builds experiences and relationships with the employees, which helps to retain the customer, but it also allows those people to go home and kind of promote and recommend the brand or HBC to other people they know. They also use a service for their credit card. So it's like a loyalty program where you can get an HBC credit card and it builds points. So that, again, helps to retain customers and makes them feel good about shopping there. Their target market is definitely an affluent buyer. It's harder to put an age on it. Basically, anyone that can afford it. Like their products are for anybody. Their makeup would be nice for an 18-year-old or a 60-year-old. Their clothing too. It's basically anyone who's got the money and the disposable income to be able to buy it to that level and to be able to afford that quality or prestige. They also target tourists, obviously, with their location. So they kind of want tourists to come in and be able to get that Olympic gear or get Canada gear. They sell a lot of that red and white hats with the Canada logo and the gloves and stuff like that. And then also seasonal shoppers. So whenever Christmas rolls around, like it's a great spot for somebody to go shopping because it's got such a wide variety of products. You can basically find anything there, and then they can also change their merchandise to reflect that.
Recommendation is briefly about two different parts. One is good customer service, and the other is self-checkout and online order pickup. First, let's talk about good customer service. Hudson Bay is known for its wedding registry. Barb said, during the registry of her husband and herself, she experienced Hudson Bay's excellent customer service. So providing good customer service is one of Hudson Bay's marketing strategy in the wedding registry. We can learn that great customer service, that sometimes going beyond customers' expectations, can help in creating positive customer experience and customer recommendations. By making Barb's wedding registry as an example, on the first day of registration, a call from customer representative about making an appointment at her favorite retail store makes her feel a great personal touch. After the bridal shower, some of her family and friends use her gift cards and purchase perfect gifts according to the recommendations from Hudson Bay's associates. After this positive experience, Barb recommended Hudson Bay to many of her friends and families for their engagement and wedding ceremony. Now let's talk about some disadvantages of providing good customer service. Great customer service can increase financial costs. For example, in order to please customers, some companies would allow customers to return items at any time after their purchase. This could not only result in a huge financial cost, but also obscure the goal of the business. The aim of the business is no longer to maximize their profits, but to please customers. Moreover, customers are not always clear about what they want. A lot of marketers believe that knowing what customers want is important on the way of being successful. However, many successful products like Chrysler's minivan were rejected by its customer focus group at first. If Chrysler listened to what customers' opinion, he would not launch a product which makes its 25th anniversary in 2011. According to this example, we can see that sometimes knowing when to be less customer-focused is important to business success as well. Last but not least, we know that customers are more loyal to the brands that exceed their expectations. Matthew Dixon found that the relationship is weak between loyalty and satisfaction. He said 20% of the satisfied customers studied by him said they are intended to leave the business that satisfied them, and 28% of the dissatisfied customers intended to stay. As a customer, I feel that when service problems happens, what customers really want is a satisfactory solution. So I suggest Hudson Bay Company, instead of spending a huge amount of money on expensive services and resources to try to exceed customers' expectations, spend this amount of money, or at least some of them, on training employees to deal with their differences with customers and when to listen to customers' opinions selectively. My second recommendation is about self-checkout and online order pickup. First, let's talk about the advantages. Checkouts are sometimes hard to find. Self-checkouts would be more convenient to customers. Online store is easier to navigate than retail stores. Customers were going to experience less geographical restrictions. In addition, self-checkouts and online stores save time. Customers can purchase at any of their spare time without the concern of the store's opening hours. Furthermore, competitors have already increased their use of technology, so the Bay can be more competitive after they provide self-checkouts and online stores. In this way, another benefit is to reduce labor costs. By providing self-checkouts and online stores, Hudson Bay can hire less laborers. Physical products are not provided online. Customers might be misled by some other people's comments. Last but not least, self-checkouts can increase thefts, as not everyone is initiative about payment when they are purchasing things. My suggestion is that the Hudson Bay should use more technology in stores online, like online orders with in-store pickup and self-checkouts. Many retail stores have already implemented self-checkouts and online order pickup. The Hudson Bay would be more competitive if they offering the same convenience as other competitors.